the one thing I think is missing in jazz today is apprenticeship. And if one thing that I had was the ability to apprentice people like that. And, you know, I mean, they would say little things like while we're playing even, they would, you know, they would mention, Herbie Hancock came up to me after I played that time with Miles like this. He said, in this band, we strive for lightness. I mean, I was molesting the bass because I was terrified. I mean, I didn't know what we were playing. There was no music and nobody had talked to me. And I'm playing with my favorite band, the greatest band of all times, and there's Joe Henderson in it too. And Miles Davis stays home for some reason. And there I am, and I'm clueless, and it's a packed house on a Saturday night at the Village Vanguard, and I'm like 24 years old, whatever I was. And when he came up to me like that, I mean, I was hanging on every word, you know. And I asked, Wayne Shorter where I should go as I was thinking about getting out of New York, and he thought for a minute. He said, "Africa." Okay, I got your point. You know, but when Herbie said that to me, I realized that I mean, when you listen to those Miles Davis records, I mean, they play so light, they don't bash. I mean, Joe Henderson played so soft. You stand right next to him, you can hardly hear him. I worked with him a number of times, 4 different times over the years. And I would stand right next to him, I couldn't hear him, but he sounds gargantuan on records. And most of the good recording musicians do seem to have a compact sound. And they're not screaming. So I learned something from that, I mean, about how to play the bass. I mean, you don't play the bass beyond where it sounds good. You make them come to you, as Stan Getz told me. I was playing with Stan one night, and we were playing in Chicago at the Jazz Showcase or someplace, and he came up and he was messing with my amp, you know. I had this big, and they finally just turned it on and he went, like, "You don't need it." And he said, "Make them come to you." And I remember that, and Mel Lewis told me, it's a little loud, isn't it, when I subbed for Dennis Irwin with the big band. He said, well, if you play loud, then you make them play harder, and it affects the balance of the band, and the trombone players start working hard, and the time starts to slow down, and it just messes up the whole balance, you know. And Keith Jarrett said, along the same lines, he said, I want to hear more of you and less of your amp. Which, I mean, little things like that, I mean, really can, I mean, just divert your attention for life, you know. I mean, nothing major about, like, you know, like you really stink and you should take lessons. Nobody ever said anything like that yet. I mean, there's time.